There's always another thing around the corner that's going to serve us in that season of our lives. Hey girlies, so today I'm going to be talking about how it's okay to outgrow what you prayed for. I have a video on my channel where I spoke about how I got the job that I prayed for. I am no longer working that job. I just want to start off with a few signs that you have possibly outgrown what you prayed for. Now, this doesn't have to result just to jobs. It could be like an opportunity. It could even be your car. It could be the place where you live. It could be your environment. It could even be a person. The first sign was that I felt very unfulfilled. I would wake up with just this huge dread of going to work. I was just miserable. I wasn't really myself anymore. What was once like something that I was so excited to go to was something that I just dreaded. I didn't have the energy. Overall, just your mood towards what you prayed for has changed. You know, you used to be so happy to experience it, but now it's just kind of draining your energy and draining how you feel, and you just feel like you are not yourself anymore. You have just felt this huge shift towards your attitude towards it. There's no longer something that brings you like happiness and peace. It's something that's just draining you. So that's the first sign that I realized that I possibly have outgrown what I prayed for. The next one is that you actually feel guilty about thinking that you've outgrown it and it's no longer serving you. For me, I'd say within like my 3rd month of being there, I felt quite guilty that I was feeling like I don't want to be here anymore because I prayed for this job. You know, I prayed so long to get a new job. Over a year, I was praying for a new job. And now that I finally got the job where it was better pay, better benefits, it was just overall better. Like on paper, it was like, why are you upset? Because you feel guilty, you are kind of staying in that situation despite how you feel towards it, because you feel like, I wanted this for so long and now that I have it, I should just stick with it. So if you do feel guilty about how you feel, that is something to, you know, think about, because I prayed for this, but I'm feeling guilty for wanting more. What's the reason behind it? Which goes into the next sign, is that you make excuses to stay. And the excuse is that I prayed for this, so I should stay here. Even if you are miserable and the situation is causing you so much stress and just draining you, you are making the excuse of, I prayed for it, I have to deal with it. Something that helped me come to terms with my situation was that I know God does not want me to stay in a situation that is hurting me and that is affecting my soul and my spirit and just making me feel less than. It can be like the person you're with or the environment that you're in. God doesn't want you to be miserable. He doesn't want you to be sad. Another sign is that the alignment is just off. So all these signs just kind of mold into one. The alignment just feels off. There's just some things that you just feel in your spirit, in your soul, that it just feels off. I felt just very off in that environment. I couldn't pinpoint what it was, but inside, I just felt like something's off and I can't be here anymore. And sometimes it's just like your intuition, and sometimes you need to trust it. If your intuition feels like something is not right, you need to listen to that. You need to pray on that and see what are your next steps, you know, because that is your body telling you something, and we need to listen to our bodies because our bodies are actually very smart. Another sign is that peace comes when you imagine releasing it. Example, again, with my job, when I thought about quitting my job, it just brought me so much joy. Whenever I thought about quitting the job, it felt like a dream. It just brought me so much peace, and that is something you need to think about. You need to think about, if I was to walk away from this situation or this environment, how would it make me feel? Would I feel happier? Would I feel more at peace? These are things that you do need to think about. There is nothing wrong with outgrowing what you've prayed for. I feel like blessings do have seasons, and that's okay, because we are always growing. There's always another thing around the corner that's going to serve us in that season of our lives. Literally anything, it could have served its purpose, and now it's time to move on. And if you feel just really uncomfortable, that could be your sign to just move on, and that you are ready for that next step. You're ready for that next blessing, that next season. And there's nothing wrong with outgrowing what you've prayed for. You know, this is me telling you, don't feel bad, don't feel guilty, don't feel stuck just because you prayed for it. We are always growing, and there's, as I said, blessings have seasons. So sometimes that blessing has served its purpose, it's had its season, whether it was for like a month or a year. If you've outgrown it, you've outgrown it, and you're ready to go to the next step. I hope this has helped someone. If you haven't already, like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.